Things to do when animals attack.
Damn, nature, you scary. Saturdays.
Number 10. Bear attacks on humans are uncommon, but they can behave aggressively when surprised. Tour guides advise you to wear a bell in order to scare off any bears that might be nearby. Mother bears will attack violently if you move near them, so stay away from them and stay away from the cubs by all means, as your proximity is interpreted as a threat. If the bear does attack, you should act dead and hope the animal loses interest. Otherwise, it may not be an act on your part. Number 9. Big cats, such as tigers, usually won't attack prey that makes a stand and fights back, so don't run away or the animal might decide to give chase. Wearing some sort of device that makes a noise will help distract the animal. You can make yourself appear bigger by spreading out your jacket, showing your teeth, and yelling at the cat. That's because displays of power and size are used to ward off potential predators in the animal kingdom. If the cat still refuses to back off, use pepper spray if you have it, or throw rocks. And if the cat lunges forward, protect your neck at all costs, because these animals often kill their victims through sustained blood loss. Number 8. Constricting snakes like boas and pythons kill their prey by squeezing it until they asphyxiate, literally squeezing the life out of their victims. Should you be taken in by a constrictor, the best advice is to remain still. Heavy breathing and struggling will encourage the snake to constrict. Take your non-dominant arm to protect your ribs, then use your other arm to try and unwind the snake. Number 7. Sharks have a bad reputation as killers, but statistics show that less than one person each year is actually killed by a shark. Still, should you find yourself in an area of water known to be populated by sharks, try to avoid lying on the water's surface. That's because you might resemble a seal or some other animal that serves as common prey for sharks. Swimming and splashing should be avoided, as these animals can detect vibrations from hundreds of meters away. Try to get to shore by making slow movements. If a shark brushes against you, try not to panic. They do this to familiarize themselves with their surroundings. And if the shark makes an outright attack, fight back by targeting the gills and the eyes. Number 6. Dogs. Some canines have been known to attack joggers, runners, or bikers due to the person's motion. That motion triggers the canine response to seek prey. It usually starts with the dog barking to scare off what it perceives as an intruder. If you're confronted by an aggressive dog, always remain calm and avoid direct eye contact. If the dog attacks, always protect your face, chest, and throat. Keep your hands balled into fists to protect your fingers. If you cannot avoid being bitten, the safest place for it to happen is the shin or forearm. Fatal bleeding can occur if you take a dog bite to the thigh. If you know of any other strategies, let us know in the comments. Number 5. Cows. Did you know that each year, cows kill more humans than sharks? In the US, an estimated 22 people are killed by these bovine beasts each year, and 75% of those attacks were known to be deliberate. In certain cases, the cows killed people in well-coordinated group attacks. So what can you do to avoid becoming a statistic? Well, if you have a dog with you, try to keep the animal under control as best as possible. Cows might think your dog poses a threat to their young and will try to drive it off. Remain calm and move slowly, making sure to avoid direct eye contact. If the animal charges you, use trekking poles or a similar object to strike the cow directly on the nose to discourage it. Be as quick and precise as possible with that strike. Number 4. Alligators and crocodiles. Since these creatures ambush their prey, crocodilians present less time to deal with their attack than other species. It's best to avoid entering areas where these animals are known to inhabit. Be on the lookout for nervous water. That's disturbances in the water caused by the animal. If attacked, run. Because these animals can run about 10 miles per hour, they can tire out quickly. If you experience a bite from a gator or croc, pray it's a single defensive bite. They are quick, and then the animal lets go. If the animal holds on, it may try to drag you underwater, in which case your only option is to try and fight back. Try to strike the croc's or gator's eyes. They are the most sensitive part of the beast. Use whatever's handy, a stick, an oar, a knife, or your hands. The ears and nostril are also sensitive on these beasts. A solid blow or cut to these sensitive areas may cause the animal to release you. Number 3. Wolves. Attacks by wolves on humans can vary in frequency by geographical location, but because these animals have a bite that can crush the human skull and snap thigh bones, they are not a threat to be taken lightly if they're nearby. Consider an incident that occurred in a remote town in eastern Siberia. A so-called super pack of some 400 wolves laid siege to the area, attacking livestock and killing 30 horses over a 4-day span. If you find yourself face to snout with a wolf, here are a few tips to improve your chances. Avoid making eye contact or showing your teeth. Look down and try to appear submissive. If the wolf launches an attack, curl into a fetal position and cover your neck with your arms. Wolves always go for the throat. If there's no chance to escape, use anything at hand to strike the wolf's face and nose to stun it. And a last-ditch effort is to make a fist and jam it down the animal's throat. If it can't breathe, it may decide attacking you isn't worth the effort. Should none of the above work, then that is a situation of kill or be killed. Number 2. You just wouldn't imagine that an animal as cute and cuddly as a koala could turn into a vicious beast. But a woman in South Australia found out the hard way that these animals do have their dark side. She was walking her dogs when they got too close to a tree the koala was residing in, and the creature attacked the dogs, and then it attacked the woman when she tried to intervene. The koala clamped its jaws on a leg and would not let go. The bloody bite required 12 stitches. These creatures are normally mild-mannered, but they do have sharp teeth and claws which can cause considerable damage. To be honest, we couldn't find that much information on what to do when koalas attack, so we ask, what would you do in such an unbearable situation? Number 1. The hippo is regarded as one of the most aggressive animals in the world. It can weigh over 2 tons and run faster than Usain Bolt, up to 30 miles per hour. It also doesn't like being interrupted while lunching on its grass, as this gamekeeper at Murchison Falls National Park in Uganda found out. In fact, it was the gamekeeper who had to make like Usain Bolt as he ran away from that angry, hungry hippo. The animal's jaws are powerful enough to chomp a 10-foot crocodile in two, so imagine what it could do to a human being. Almost 3,000 people are killed by these animals each year in Africa. So really, the best advice is to avoid confrontation with them in the first place. Steer clear of the calves, and remember that the hippo's yawn, quote-unquote, is a warning sign to back off. And if you must run, seek natural cover like rocks, hills, or trees. And once you've gained enough distance, the animal should relent. It only wants you out of its territory.